Hello guys, so today we are going to line follower, light chaser and obstacle avoider car. So I have the equipments along with me which you will require to build this car. So what I have, first I will identify the parts to you. We have two wheels for the car. Then we have the main circuit board for the car. We have two DC gear motors. We have various sensors. These two are the IR sensors and these two are the LDR sensors. So LDR. Then we have the actual base for the car, which will help to build the body of the robot. So these 4 pieces will help us to make the body of the robot. We have two 9-volt batteries with us. We have a caster wheel. And we have a few nuts and bolts, as you can see here, along with some white color spacers. We have few jumper wires for connecting with the sensors and the board. We have a battery harness, so from where we'll connect the two batteries that we have, and then we have a JST connector, a 2-piece terminal that will go to the PCB board. So the first thing that you have to do is to fix the motors to these clamps. So these are the clamps where you can fix the motors. So how will you fix the motors is that this is the way you will fix the motors using two nuts and bolts. But you have to, before fixing the motors, you have to peel off these papers. These are the papers that you have to peel off. In these, the papers are already peeled on one surface. The other surface you can still peel the papers. Okay. Now what we are going to do is that the first thing that we have, as we told, is that we have to mount the motors to these bases. But before mounting the motors, we have to identify which is the base and which is the top. So this is the base piece and this is the top piece. Why the top piece? Because the batteries will go here. So the batteries will be visible from the top. So this is the top piece. Now when you mount these pieces, so these pieces should go in such a way so that this circular portion that you see here is the front portion of the robot. The motors will go at the back. At the back, in the sense, the shaft of the motors will be at the back side. And what you have to see is that you can see the gap between this hole and this side is more and this is lesser. The side which is lesser will go to the bottom. So this is how it will get mounted. So before fixing the motors, you have to find how the motors will get fixed. So this is the way the motors will get fixed. So now I will use a optimum size of a nut and bolt here to fix the motors to this. So what I will do is that I will use this size of nut and bolt. So use 2. You can also use only 1 or you can use 2. So this is the way you can fix the motors, and then you can use the nut to tighten this. So you fix one of the motors. Similarly you can fix, so this motor will go this side. This motor will go this side like this. Similarly the other motors will go this side like this. Okay. So we'll fix the other motors this way. So this is the way we'll fix. This will go this side, and this is going to be the top cover. But before fixing the top cover, what we'll do is that we'll first mount the PCB board on the top cover, because the PCB board will go on the top cover. So before fixing this thing, we'll first mount the PCB board on the top cover. So you can see here, so this is the portion where the battery will go. So we'll try to keep the switch on the back side. So this is the on off switch and this is the mode switch. So you can fix the PCB board here. So in order to fix the PCB board, what we'll do is that we'll take help of these spacers and we'll mount it using these nuts and bolts. So we'll use 4 nut and bolt and this spacer to mount the PCB board. So what we will do is that we'll mount this PCB board using this small size of nut and bolt. So we will insert this bolt here, we'll insert the spacers here, and then we'll mount it here like this. So you can take these bolts, so as you can see here, this PCB board we have mounted here, so this is tight. Now the next thing that we have to do is that we have to fix this caster wheel onto the base of the robot. We take out this one, and this caster wheel will go here. So this is the way how this caster wheel will come here. Now this nut and bolt size is small, so we may have to replace this nut and bolt size with a bigger nut and bolt. So we have some extra nut and bolt there, so you can open up the caster wheel, and you can also see like what is there inside the caster wheel. So it is just a ball is there, so which is a 360 degree free rotation is there. So I can take out this thing, and in place of this I'll put this one along with one of this spacer, along with one of the small size spacer. Similarly I will take out the other, this one you can put it here. So as you can see here, I have put two spacers here, and so as to give little bit of more space, and then using the same nut you can tighten this thing. This will fix the caster wheel, and you can see this ball is moving freely. This ball is moving freely. Now what we need to do is that we need to mount these motors here. So as I told you, the shaft of the motor will go on the back side. So we'll mount these motors here, and we'll mount this thing on top of this. So before doing this thing, what we'll do is that we have given two holes here. So these two holes, the motor wires become. So the left motor you can take it out from the left side of the wire hole, and the right motor you can take it out from the right side of the hole, so that we will know like which motor is coming from which side. And we will mount this thing here, and then we'll use one bigger size of nut and bolt to hold all of this thing into place. So we have a bigger size nut and bolt, we'll now put it there, and from the back side we'll take out from the hole, and again we'll tighten it gently. Don't tighten it too high, too much. Just tighten it gently so that this thing is not pressed. Okay, so now as you can see, this whole body is complete. Now the only thing that is remaining to put is this wheel. So we will put this wheel onto the shaft of the motor, one on each side, and we'll tighten it using one of the screws. So along with the kit, we are also getting a screw. We'll tighten it such that it doesn't come off. That's all. Similarly on the other side, we'll do the same thing. So this is done. Now you can see the robot body is complete. If the robot looks little bit slant to you, that is still okay, but if you want to make it proper height, and what you can do is that you can replace these spacers with a bigger size spacers, so that will make the robot to go complete vertical. But this is also okay, this is also fine. Now what we need to do is that we have been given various sensors. So as I told you, these are the IR sensors. So IR sensors is like for detecting between a white and a black surface, and this is a LDR sensor. So LDR sensor is for detecting presence and absence of a light. So you can search in internet about the LDR sensors. So LDR means light dependence resistors. So whenever the light falls on it, the resistance value changes, and based on this change in the resistance value, we get some kind of a digital output here, maybe high or low. Similarly here, if the surface if some obstacle is there in front, then it will give high or low, and if no surface is there, then it will give the opposite of that. So this is how these sensors work. So now we'll make use of these sensors to make our robot work in a different way. So the first thing that we'll try is making a obstacle avoider robot. So in an obstacle avoider robot, so in the obstacle avoider robot, when the obstacle will come on the front, on the left or right side, the robot should try to avoid that thing. So in order for that, what we'll do is that we'll have to mount the sensors on the top, something like this. We have to mount the sensors on top, something like this, or you can mount it also here. So what we'll do is that we'll take these wires first to connect the terminal. So here you can see it is written VCC ground now out. So VCC is your positive signal, positive voltage, ground is your negative of the battery, and out is the output, which is the output. So we will connect a positive always with the red color wire. So as you can see in the jumper wire, I have a 3 color: red, brown and orange. So it can be of any color, but try to connect red color always to the positive of the wire. So we'll connect red to the positive, and then brown will connect to the negative, that is the ground, and orange will connect to the signal, so that is the output signal. So this orange will only give me whether obstacle is present or not present. Okay, and this one we have to mount it somewhere here. So what we'll do is that we'll take out this wire from this hole, connect red to the positive, brown to the negative. Again try to take this out from the same hole. It may be little difficult, but you can do it. Or you can take it out from the side of this also, but anyway, we are able to take it out. So now we'll connect one sensor to the left side and the other sensor to the right side. So we have the hole here. So we'll use that hole to connect the sensor. So we'll use this hole to connect the sensor. You can use this spacer again, and you can use maybe this bigger side of nut and bolt you can use. So what we can do is that we can connect this here like this. You can connect it and you can mount it here. This is so one sensor we connected this side. Similarly, we'll connect the other sensor on this side. So we have connected these two obstacle sensors on the side of the car. Now we know that this one is for this side and this one is for this side. Now we'll connect this thing. As you can see, this is the important thing. Don't miss on this thing. This is the important thing. So here these two terminals that you see here, these are for the sensor. So here again it is written VCC signal and ground. VCC signal and ground. So VCC we know is the red one. So red one will connect to the red one. Don't make any mistake in this thing. We'll connect VCC to the ground. Signal we know orange is the signal. So we'll connect signal to the orange one. And ground we know brown is the ground, so we'll connect it here. Similarly, we'll do the same thing on the other side. VCC we will connect it here. Signal we connect it here. And ground we connect it here. So this completes our sensor connection. Now what we have to connect is the motor. So this is the motor. So one motor will go here. This is again the motor. The other motor will go here. So we have here two things. One is the motor and one is the power. So this one is the motor. We connect the motor here. And now the only thing that is remaining to connect is the power. So this power thing will go here. Here this is looking very nice. This has come out very nice. You can see from all different angles. Okay. Now we connect the check of the battery. The two batteries just mounted here. So nice. So the switch is on. First we'll turn off the switch. So this is the slide. We'll turn off the switch. And the battery there. The extra wires you can try to put it inside or something like that. And now we'll turn off the now I'll show you how the obstacle avoider works. So we turn on the robot. Okay, so now we'll put the mode switch into this direction, and now you can see that when the obstacle is this side, it is trying to avoid. When obstacle is this side, it is trying to avoid. When the obstacles are there in the front, when obstacle it is going this side. When obstacle is this side, it is coming this side. So I can show you if the obstacle is this side, avoid the obstacle. So this is how it works. Now you may also want to build something like when the obstacle is there, the robot should go towards the obstacle. So what you can do is that you can turn the mode switch into this direction, and now if you will, wherever the obstacle will come, the robot will go. So let's say if the obstacle comes into this direction, the robot will come this. If obstacle goes this direction, the robot will go this direction. If obstacle is there on the both, then the robot will come front. So this is a very fun toy. You can play a lot with this toy, and also you will learn a lot, like how the sensor works, how the motor works, what makes the motor to go reverse, what makes the motor to go forward. All these things you will learn. Next thing that what you can do is that, this is your task, is like you can replace this IR sensor with this LDR sensor. So once you replace this with LDR sensor, so what will happen when you focus the light on this, the robot should go left and right depending on that. Okay, so this will be your next task to do this. Also in the next video I may show you by connecting these two sensors how you can work with this robot. Thank you. Please like, follow and subscribe our YouTube channel. You will keep getting lot of important new contents there periodically. Thank you.